Yes, Jonathan's our youngest. He's 16. I have 2 in college now. And we had moved back into this area, and where we had lived before, we had been seeing an orthodontist. And Jonathan had actually, he had a small crossbite, and the orthodontist where we were in another state, he had put him in a palate expander and had headgear on him that he wore at night. It was a face mask type thing. He's been through so much since, that was when he was about 5 years old, for a year. And when we moved back here, it was time to get my older kids into orthodontia, I thought. So I had researched different orthodontists and been around and had actually been to someone referred us to Dr. Hang, and so we thought, well, we'll get an opinion from him, and the whole name, face focused, intrigued me. We got the paperwork sent to our house, and they said, what do you think about your children's smiles? And I said, I think my children are beautiful. I just want their teeth straight. You know, what's the mother going to say? But I did have a nagging feeling about something. Jonathan's face appeared different than my other 2 kids. And so anyway, we get to the appointment, and Dr. Hang brings all of us into his office and sees each child, my oldest 2, and my daughter had her tonsils removed in 2nd grade, and Dr. Hang said she should thank you because, you know, tonsils aren't a regular thing to be taken out. You kind of have to fight for it and to be done. And he said if you hadn't done that, she would not look the way she looks today. And you know, I'm listening very carefully, trying to track with him, and he was starting to explain the process. And by the time he got to Jonathan, done with the first 2, and that's who the appointment was, he looked at Jonathan and said, "How old are you?" And he said, "Actually, this Jonathan is the person that I need to see the most here." And he began to explain the process of not believing in pulling teeth, extracting teeth, and how that makes the mouth get narrower and the breathing passages being less, and so they're forced to, because the narrower mouth makes the tongue fall back into the mouth, and then you're struggling for the breath that you need, so your mouth falls open at night. And he showed us pictures of children who were allergic during their adolescent years, especially when the growth spurt is happening, and how then everything gets worsened because they're breathing with their mouth open while they're growing, and so the whole face narrows, and it all started clicking more. And he said, I have this the BioBlock that can be used for children. And so he, I forget exactly how it works anymore, except that it pulled his jaw forward and allowed him to get the closed bite that he needed, because he already had some things done that had to be corrected. I, in my teen years, had 4 teeth removed, and I was suffering from a lot of headaches. I had those teeth removed when I was 16, and I'm 50 now, so it was about 4 years ago, and they lessened considerably. I mean, I'll still get a headache periodically, but it's nowhere near what it was. And I learned that can happen because the teeth are pulled back into the face, and the pressure on the jaw back here, and not having a peaceful place to sleep easily, so a peaceful position, I mean, to sleep. And so the mouth comes open when it's not. You're grinding to try to find a comfortable place that lets you have the air that you need. You know, I didn't know if they were migraine or what. I only went to the emergency room once with them, not knowing what to do, but just, it seemed like it was the way that my body dealt with stress. I would, you know, get a headache. And part of that is due to the clenching and grinding, because everything was so tight in my mouth, because it had pulled back into my face. When I came in and Dr. Heng actually opened up those 4 spaces, and it's really changed my life, my health. I really encourage you to go and get a second opinion or another opinion, and there, especially, I mean, I've said it the day before I've heard someone is ready to go in and have their teeth pulled to get ready for braces. I've said, please don't go talk to Dr. Heng before you do that. And I've had someone say, well, this is our orthodontist, all of our kids have gone to him, you know, we've got the plans already and they haven't done it, and I have seen the results and have been so sad for that person, because I can see that they're down that road of having problems, and they even do have headaches as a teenager, and the parents are kind of wondering why. And for people not like that, you know, kids that I see, I'll just say, you know, I'll share our story. I'll just say what has happened to us, and a lot of our friends saw what Jonathan had in his mouth, and I did, and they'd ask us what was going on, and so I'd say, glad you asked. It's a gift that you're giving your child to do this, and really you're the parent, they're the kid. If they don't want to wear the BioBlock, they may not understand the whole procedure, they may not understand why they're doing it, the ramifications, but you are the parent, and you know, you are, it's not only a gift, but it's not really their choice whether or not they do it. It's who's the parent, who's running the show, and you understand their health better and what's involved. And so I wouldn't let it be like, it has to be a joint decision, yes, but not totally. It's not 50-50.
Before we started the whole process, I was thinking to myself, I wouldn't necessarily need anything done, but as we went to Dr. Heng, I realized the necessity of having the BioBlock.
I always had a feeling it wasn't quite right, what happened to me. And yeah, so I was kind of on a mission to make sure that if it was possible, that they would not have to have teeth pulled. And to find a doctor who was on board with that was really great.